Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today we're diving into some pretty significant news from the space industry. Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' company, is undergoing a major restructuring, involving layoffs affecting approximately 10% of its workforce. That's a big deal, right?
Absolutely. A 10% reduction across the board. That's roughly 1,400 employees. Ouch. What's the reasoning behind such a drastic move? Is it purely financial, or are there other factors at play?
Well, according to the announcement from CEO Dave Limp, it's a strategic realignment. They're aiming to streamline operations, increase the launch cadence of their New Glenn rocket, and ultimately become more competitive with SpaceX. It's a race to space, you know?
So it's not just about cutting costs, but also about becoming more agile and efficient. Interesting. The New Glenn rocket just had its first launch, right? This seems counterintuitive. Laying off people right after a successful launch.
That's a great point. It does seem a bit paradoxical, but Limp's argument is that to truly scale New Glenn production and increase launch frequency, to compete with SpaceX's established success with the Falcon 9, they need a leaner, more focused organization. They need to be quick, nimble, decisive, as he put it.
Right, the competition with SpaceX is fierce. But isn't there a risk that this aggressive cost-cutting will negatively impact morale and potentially hinder innovation? I mean, losing experienced personnel can't be good for long-term growth.
You're absolutely right. The article mentions that some employees are concerned about the impact on morale and company culture. Apparently, Limp's push for speed has already created some tension. Some are even looking for jobs elsewhere, regardless of whether they're affected by these layoffs. It's a delicate balancing act, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's a high-stakes gamble. They're betting that increased efficiency and a faster launch cadence will outweigh the potential loss of talent and the negative impact on morale. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Absolutely. The layoffs are concentrated in Florida, Texas, and Washington, which are key locations for Blue Origin's operations. This suggests a strategic decision to focus resources on specific areas crucial for New Glenn's development and launch. It's a significant restructuring, no doubt.
And it's happening just a few months after Limp took over as CEO, having been brought in from Amazon. He's clearly implementing a very different approach, prioritizing speed and efficiency above all else. A bold move, to say the least.
Indeed. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy. The success of this restructuring will depend on whether Blue Origin can maintain its innovation, while simultaneously increasing its launch frequency to compete effectively with SpaceX. We'll be watching closely to see how this unfolds.
Definitely. This is a major development in the private space race, and the consequences of this decision could be far-reaching. Thanks for breaking down this important news for us.
My pleasure. And that's all the time we have for today's Tech Bytes and News. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.